What's up, y'all? This is 10X Generation. This is my road to $1 billion. So I'm building a decentralized cloud gaming platform where you can earn passive income by sharing your PC and your programs with others through the internet. Um, it's done. I just need people to use it, and my strategy was off. I talked about this a little bit in my previous episode, but my new strategy is to get the hosts in and then get them to kind of proliferate the platform. But I have to do this tutorial, and I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it today, and I really don't have any real excuses. But I did get some other stuff done. So one of the things that I did do today was reword um, the or reconfigure. I changed around the Neon controller website so that it's 4 hosts. That's the first thing I did. The second thing I did was change around the ads. So I have ads running on Instagram, or I now have them running on Instagram and Google ads on Google. And I switched that for hosts, and just to see how people go for that. I still got to do the analysis, so I don't know how well they did compared to the previous, but just interesting information. And yeah, that's really all I did today in terms of the business. Also, I did for whatever reason I was at a loss of what to do today. Like, it's really weird. It was like a extended brain fart. I was thinking, what should I do? And I defaulted to working on the app, so Neon Controller. And I didn't even get much done, but like, I don't know why I blundered so hard, because clearly I need to be making this tutorial. But we're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna do that tomorrow. Yeah. But I do want to talk about something interesting. The video I was watching. So, this video by Dr. Waku, Doctor, and then WAKU. Interesting channel. I don't know how I found it, but in one of his videos, he was talking about. He gave this interesting stat that really opened my eyes to something. So, we, as a human species, have used 1/3 of the entire Earth's finite or non-renewable resources in the last 30 years. Right, I'm going to say that again. So the world's non-renewable resources, we have used 1/3 of that in the last 30 years. So that means if we just ignore the resources that we used before these 30 years, if we just ignore that, we have at most 60 years until all those non-renewable resources are done, are gone forever. That's kind of crazy. So if someone were to ask me, or say, when do you think the world's going to end? The world as we know it. And when I mean that, I mean you get in your car and you drive to work. And then, oh, I'm hungry. You drive to the grocery store. The end of all that and everything else that's normal in today's age. It wouldn't be unreasonable to say 60 years, because that's when the resources that keep the status quo of the world up afloat, those resources will be gone, guaranteed, pretty much, in 60 years, unless there's significant change. That's wild. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. But the context for him saying this was about AI, and basically how AI at this point is like our saving grace, the technology that may allow us to escape our doomed fate, pretty much, right? How? Because AI will allow for some of these more advanced but harder to implement technologies to actually be implemented in a proper way. And that's kind of somewhat of a scary thought. AI is already pretty scary, right? Because what is AI? Or just think about this for a second. This is why I love talking about AI. And I'm glad I no longer have this fear over it. I talked about this in my other video, but I used to have a intense fear, anxiety about AI, which is understandable. But it was very much it's like a phobia. It was irrational, and I realized that it was because I was projecting my feelings about my past relationship onto something else that I really enjoy and love. AI. It sounds weird to say I love AI, but I do this technology stuff all day. I do love it. I was projecting onto it and putting my fears into that. But now I'm able to freely talk about it how I please. But AI is so interesting because we as humanity have gotten ourselves into problems that are so complicated, so multifaceted, that the sum of humanity can't solve the problem in the time necessary to get out of whatever terrible thing that's going to happen. All right, that's how fast we're moving, and that's kind of what we as humanity have done. You can think about like the non-renewable stuff. You could also bring in global warming. You could also even bring up maybe, I don't know, a future pandemics or something, right? That hasn't happened, but you could bring that up. Potentially, right? This world that we have created is very complicated and very hard to maneuver in, and the issues we're running into are very hard problems. Like, hard is an understatement. So, what some really smart people are doing are they're recognizing that we certain things we may not have the capacity to be able to do. So some people, and this is what they're doing, they're literally saying, okay, well, maybe we as humanity can't solve a problem, so let's create another entity that's smarter than the sum of humanity to solve our problems for us. Humans are amazing. That's mind-boggling, right? Imagine you're not smart enough to do your homework, right? And you're like, I can't do this homework. Let me build a robot that can do my homework. And that's kind of what we're doing on a humanity scale. And failure to do your homework is pretty much the end of the world. I'm smiling because it's weird to smile about this, but it just seems so ridiculous. And it's crazy time to be alive. It's actually really scary. But I don't feel fear. It's weird. But that's legitimately where we are as a society. Like, we are trying to do this really hard homework, and if we fail this test, it's over. Pretty much. Game over. And to solve it, we are building robots and agents that can do our homework for us. And AI, this other robot, is a whole nother can of worms. What happens when you have a system that's smarter than not just its creator, but the sum of all of its creators combined? Right? That's what AGI or ASI is. And we're barreling towards that as well. And it's at a point where it's necessary. We need it. People say, halt AI, we need to stop it. No more AI. No. If we don't get AI, some other thing is going to take us out. Whether that be, what I talked about before, some of those things that I talked before. So I think we need to prepare for this incoming AI society, because once you make that robot that can do your homework, it's doing all the homework. It's doing every single homework piece from now on, right? It's created. Meaning, I'm just thinking like 50 to 80% of jobs gone, wiped out. Like real nice cushy jobs too are just gone, because it's like, why would I ever hire a human when I can get this robot to do it at 1/100th of the cost and better every single time? What do you do in a world like that? So one of the videos I was watching, they said there's going to be several stages. First is going to be the pre artificial intelligence kind of take over and its infiltration into society. We're in that now. Next is going to be that transition when these agents are like, okay, yeah, these things are really smart and clearly a lot better at humans at intellectual tasks, and it's cheap enough and it's understood enough to be implemented into business, and mass layoffs come. That's the scary part. And then after that, assuming we get the alignment problem, meaning these AIs are doing what we want them to do, right? And not trying to destroy us for whatever reason, right? We get the post that, so everyone's adjusted to the new society rules with AI in it. But that middle part, that adjustment, is going to be very painful for a lot of people, and for obvious reasons. And I think we need to, here at 10X Generation, and I think as a whole, we need to start gearing up for that change so that it's not as painful. And it's pretty logical to see how we need to be, because sure, on the entrepreneur side or on the employee side, it's like, if you're a business, it's like, okay, why would I hire you? I can get this robot to do it way better, right? So the employee suffers, but the employer doesn't. They win, right? They win. So all in all, I'm just saying, with the way things are going, you need to become an entrepreneur. You have to. It's a matter of survival and lessening the pain that will be coming in the future. And there's a great chance that you're going to win, because it's the best time to become an entrepreneur, right? When the human intellectual labor becomes as cheap as possible with artificial intelligence. So yeah, that's really just my point. Like, become an entrepreneur is the best time to do it. Just come up with something and do it. Yeah. And in that way, you can still make money in that transition phase, right? Transition phase. Yeah. But also, who knows? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I could be completely wrong. Maybe we as humans are doing perfectly, and AI is just a fad. It's going to go away, and things are going to be exactly the same as they always have been in 50, 20, 10 years. Who knows? Right, so that's just my 2 cents. Yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Not really. Anything else? No, not really. Except for I need to stop being lazy, and I need to get to work. And I need to hurry up and get my own business popping. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I make these videos every single day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.